This video is presented by Western and Southern Financial Group, a game plan for your financial future. Every great team starts with a strong foundation, and your future should too. With life insurance built like a championship roster, Western and Southern helps protect what matters most so you can focus on winning today while planning for tomorrow. Whether you're just starting out your journey, building your dynasty, or ready to retire like a champion, Western and Southern has the right play for your life stage. Visit westernsouthern.com to get your free life insurance quote today. Western and Southern, built to win.
The Seahawks beating the Rams 31-27 to win the NFC Championship. The Seahawks advancing to Super Bowl 60, their fourth ever Super Bowl appearance, and they're looking for their second ever title as a franchise. Let's go over the highest grade players, starting off with the Seattle Seahawks. Their highest grade player, of course, Jackson Smith-Njigba. He was open 24/7 in that NFC title game, an elite 92.2 PFF grade for one of the best receivers in the NFL. At number 2 is their rookie safety, Nick Emmanwori, 89.5 for him. Offensive tackle Charles Cross, 81.9. Running back Kenneth Walker, 77.5. Offensive tackle Abraham Lucas, 71.8. And their quarterback Sam Darnold with a 67.4 grade. Let's go over to the Rams with their highest grade players in the loss. Another elite receiver at the top in Puka Nacua, 91.5 elite grade for him. Number 2, another wide receiver here, Devontae Adams, 83.1. Number 3, edge rusher Jared Verse, 77.5. Safety Cameron Kitchens, 72.2. Tight end Colby Parkinson, 71.1. And Matthew Stafford with a really good 81.1 grade, but not enough for the Rams to take down the Seahawks. Dalton, what told the story in this game?
Just want to point out for those wondering about Darnold, too, there was a fumbled snap, and we really kind of kill you for fumbles. Without that play, his grade would have been almost a 75. So really, a solid effort from Sam Darnold, and that's where we're going to start, because the big question coming into this game, we had a lot of constants in this game. We know Stafford's great. We know Nacua and Adams are great. The Rams' defense is solid. Secondary, a little bit shaky. Seattle might have the best defense in football. Kenneth Walker's been raging hot, but the one question left for the Seattle Seahawks, and we saw it late, fourth quarter and overtime, the last time these two teams played in Seattle and the Seahawks won, was can Sam Darnold really go toe-to-toe with one of the elite quarterbacks in the league, maybe the best quarterback in the league this year in Matthew Stafford? Can he really do it? And he did it. EPA per pass, Seattle 0.48, Rams 0.479, dead even. Passing grades, Darnold 72, Stafford 79.5. Good enough. Third and fourth down passing grades. Sam Darnold actually won the big moments in this game. Seattle was 7 of 13 on third down. The Rams were 1 for 8. Third and fourth down passing grades. Darnold, 66.9. Good enough. Matthew Stafford, 27.5. He did not complete a pass on third or fourth down in this game. Yards per attempt within a yard of each other. Passer rating, 127.8 for Darnold, 127.6 for Stafford. Dead even, both quarterbacks, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions. This is what you're asking for. Is he going to out-duel Stafford? Probably not. But can you keep it even in a game where we ran for less than 80 yards, in a game where the defense, and the coaching matchup in this game, Max, was just outstanding once again. You saw all of the punches, counter punches, Clint Kubiak versus Chris Shula, Sean McVay versus Mike McDonald. The play calling was outstanding. The adjustments were outstanding from both sides all game. Both quarterbacks made great throws. But at the end of the day, the last question to answer for Seattle was against this team especially, with the best passing game in the league this year. Could Sam Darnold just even that battle enough for them to escape with another win against a big rival playing for a third time? He absolutely did that. He was really good. I thought this was, honestly, looking at it, obviously the fumbled snap is what it is with the grading. I thought this was the best game he's played in 3 months. I really do. I think it's the best game he's played since October, and he came through in the biggest moments, again, especially on third and fourth down, in the last-minute drive at the end of the first half, the last drive when he had to make a couple of throws as they were burning the clock. Darnold was at his best in this game for the most part. Matt Stafford was also terrific, except really in some of those big third and fourth down moments. You think about that final 4th and 4 where they could have taken a lead. That's really the difference to me. Everything about these teams is so even. And the perception, and it's a correct perception, is that the Rams had a big advantage at quarterback. Generally, that's the case. Darnold stepped up in the biggest moment.
Yeah, I had the same exact stat, really. It's 9.6 yards per pass combined for both these teams. You had two flamethrowers in Matthew Stafford and Sam Darnold going throw for throw in this game. The Seahawks entered this game first in yards per pass this year. Rams were third in yards per pass, and they showed why in this one. You mentioned before, 720 combined passing yards for both these quarterbacks in this one. Rams averaging almost 11 yards per pass. Seahawks averaging almost 10 yards per pass in this game with 7 combined big-time throws from both quarterbacks. Again, both these quarterbacks have been stars all year for their teams. Darnold kind of got cold at the end of the year, but he's getting hot right now. And Matthew Stafford, his MVP season is over now, but he has been terrific all year and probably will win MVP for the first time in his career. The NFL honors coming up pretty soon. Just an incredible job by both these quarterbacks. My most impressive, Dalton, is Sam Darnold. Honestly, one of his best games in the biggest moment of his career. 346 passing yards, second most all year. 3 touchdowns, no picks. How about this? All 3 touchdowns were under pressure for Sam Darnold in this one, too. 3 big-time throws, 0 turnover-worthy plays, 74% adjusted completion rate for Darnold in this one, too. And as you know, Dalton, number 3 overall pick back in 2018, drafted by the Jets, flames out in New York after only 3 years there. He bounces around to the Panthers and the 49ers for 3 years before finally getting a shot really as a starter when J.J. McCarthy goes down for the Vikings last year. He takes full advantage of that opportunity. He earns a $100 million contract with the Seattle Seahawks, and in his very first year there, he is going to the Super Bowl, and it feels like he's had a journeyman career so far. He's still only 28 years old right now, so he's still got a lot of football left in Sam Darnold. And honestly, we oftentimes, whenever we talk about draft busts, we always say, oh yeah, that guy really did not, he failed the team. Oftentimes, and especially for quarterbacks, teams fail the player too, and that was the case for Sam Darnold. Just an incredible turnaround for him. And how about this, Dalton? From that infamous quarterback draft in 2018, guys like MVP winners like Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson and great quarterback like Baker Mayfield too. Sam Darnold's the first one in that class to go to a Super Bowl. If I told you that 2 years ago, you said, what the hell are you talking about? Like, oh, is it backup? Yeah, maybe, which he, of course, did with the 49ers too. But no, he's starting in a Super Bowl right now, man. Now he's looking to stop the Patriots from winning a Super Bowl, just like your Jets drafted him to do back in 2018. How about that?
I think it's fun that you mentioned, too, that Super Bowl 2 years ago between Kansas City and San Francisco, because not only was Sam Darnold the backup on that team, so it gets a little bit of a feel watching Brock Purdy trying to win that game, a feel of what the Super Bowl looks like, but also remember, and this is the whole reason that Darnold came to Seattle, Clint Kubiak was the passing game coordinator on that team. Right? So when you look at the combination of Kubiak and Darnold, and look, I was optimistic on this combination. Remember when everything was all doom and gloom in Seattle? Geno Smith is gone, and they traded DK Metcalf and Tyler Lockett, and what in the world are we going to look like on offense? Our offensive line, we're trying to fix it too. And I can remember back in March going, Darnold and Kubiak know each other. It's essentially a lot of the same system he ran with Kevin O'Connell in Minnesota. This can work. Now, did I think it could work to the extent where they'd go to a Super Bowl? No, I'll be honest, I didn't think that. I thought maybe, you know what? A little more optimism. Maybe your fringy wildcard team between this defense, Sam Darnold and Clint Kubiak, and that combination with the offensive play caller and the quarterback. Their offensive line over the last 3 or 4 games has played their best football of the year. You want another impact player. Nicky Manwariat, obviously safety, linebacker, whatever you want to call him. He's been great. Gray Zabel, the rookie left guard, their first-round pick. He's been one of their best players over the last month or so as well. It's all coming together for the Seahawks at the right time. And there was some bumps early, right? They were working through some injuries. Remember Devin Witherspoon and Nicky Manwari being hurt earlier in the year. This team is so good in all 3 phases. And you can win a trophy with a quarterback like Sam Darnold. Playing like this, he still has to play well. But with this team is stacked. What Mike Macdonald can do with this defense, with what he can do with his play calling. Clint Kubiak has called just A-plus games week in and week out. I thought he called another A-plus game in this one. Kenneth Walker emerging at the right time as a dual threat, especially with Zach Charbonnet hurt. This is a complete football team. And I think Darnold really is the last piece of that puzzle. If he plays like this, they're going to win the Super Bowl. So now the question is, and there's plenty of them that Mike Vrabel and Zach Kerr are going to have to answer for New England. The question is now, how do you disrupt Darnold's rhythm? Because now he's really in a rhythm in these 2 playoff games. And then how do you deal with just all of the weapons and trying to keep yourself in this game against a Seattle defense that also is very hard to score on, and the Rams are the only team all year that's really been consistently able to do it.
Yeah, absolutely. So, shout out Sam Darnold. Like I said, Dalton, stopping the Patriots from winning a Super Bowl. So what are you drafting to do with the Jets? So
that is what
it all ends up.
There's a lot of people in New York that would take that as a proxy win. I don't know if I feel that great about it, but I mean, more than that, boy, I can't imagine how they're feeling in Minnesota right now.
Oh, yeah.
More so than the Jets. That was years and years. That's you're getting on 8 years ago, Max, that we drafted him. I mean, we drafted a whole nother quarterback and failed another one after that. But I mean, I can't even imagine what they're feeling in Minnesota watching this right now. But again, it's a credit to Mike McDonald and Clint Kubiak, especially as well. When you just look at, they believed in this team the entire time. They believed Darnold was talented enough. They believed their team was talented enough. And you look at, again, the 2 stars of the draft, Zabel and Emanwari. I mean, they're another team. Look at what they've brought in the offseason, and everything has worked. Every guy they brought in the offseason, even during the season, and a guy like Rashid Shaheed, who set up their first touchdown, another huge play, a home run hitter like that. Every addition, I think that's a big theme for both these Super Bowl teams. Every addition they made in the offseason worked. It's been unbelievable.
Can't wait for the Zach Wilson Super Bowl appearance that we got. The resurgence for Zach Wilson coming up.
We'll get there. We'll get there. I don't know where it'll be. We'll get there eventually. It happens.
Yeah. All right, we'll see.
Every time.
What was most disappointing to you in this NFC title game?
Look, the Rams, they gotta get better in the secondary. It's been a concern for me for 2 months, ever since really Week 13, that game against Carolina. They lost. It has not been the same. The corners get isolated too much one-on-one. The Rams, as a team, had a 40 coverage grade in this game. 19th in the NFL in coverage grade since Week 13. Last week's game against the Bears was really the only good game they've played in coverage for the last 2 months, and 53 explosive passes allowed. I know obviously they've played a few extra games in there, but that's the most in the NFL in that span. That's priority number 1. Number 2, now you look at, the secondary they have to fix in the offseason alongside the question at quarterback of whether or not Matthew Stafford's coming back. How's that going to affect the draft plans? When we do mock drafts for the Rams, that's a big debate. But there's no question that the 2 missing links for this team as it stands, if Stafford stays, secondary, and man, they got to get better on special teams.
Yeah.
I mean, they have to. It's cost them multiple games this year. And
the muff punt was horrible.
And it's been a theme all year. Blocked field goals, punt returns, kick returns, right? Rashid Shaheed, remember with the punt return the last time these 2 teams played, right? The muff punt in this game set up a touchdown and put the Seahawks up 2 scores, which was such a big deal when you look at the high-flying offenses of these 2 teams, especially the Rams. So, the coverage obviously has been tough for a while for the Rams, and to me that's a big part of what cost them possibly a championship. And then on the other side, real quick, I mean, it's hard to cover Jackson Smith-Njigba too. I mean, you look at, that's my most impressive guy in this game, obviously the highest graded player. Out of the, 19 games we've covered for the Seahawks, I bet Smith-Njigba was their highest graded player in at least half of them, if not more. I mean, what an unbelievable season. 92 receiving grade in this game, 10 catches, 153 yards, 9 combined first downs and touchdowns. Mike Vrabel is going to lose sleep. He's going to lose a lot of sleep over the next 2 weeks with just trying to figure out how to cover number 11. That's got to be task number 1. How do we not let this guy go for 150 on us? Because there's been a lot of teams that have not been able to figure it out. I would bet he spends more time on that than anything else over these next 2 weeks prepping for this Seahawks team. How in the world do we stop Jackson Smith-Njigba? Nobody's figured out how to do it yet, and Clint Kubiak does such a great job of moving him around the formations and finding ways for him to get open against specific coverages. That's going to keep Mike Vrabel up at night for the next 2 weeks.
I hope we get a lot of Christian Gonzalez against Jackson Smith-Njigba. That'd be
you're
awesome.
You're going to get everybody. And again, what Kubiak is very good at is, and you saw it on the touchdown where he ran the corner lined up out at running back, right, where the motions don't allow the defense to dictate the matchups. Even when you're in zone coverage, then Kubiak finds ways to get him isolated on a linebacker, on somebody who's not quite obviously ideal for covering him. So, if they go man-to-man and they try a shadow sort of thing, then it could be Gonzalez. And the problem is Gonzalez is really going to have to pick and prod his way probably through a lot of mud over the middle of the field where he's not used to playing as much. It is going to be, that's the chess match, first and foremost, you have to get into against Seattle. What do we do with this guy?
Yeah.
Right? So you're going to get Gonzalez, you're going to get Davis, you're going to get Marcus Jones in the slot. You're probably going to get some bracket coverage. It's got to be by any means necessary. We can't let this guy take the game over. I think that's the most fun schematic matchup you're going to have in the Super Bowl. Smith-Njigba against however New England is going to set that up, because no one's been able to figure it out this season.
Yeah, my most disappointing was the Seahawks run game. Honestly, in this one, obviously, it didn't really matter considering Sam Darnold was a flamethrower. Jackson Smith-Njigba was elite as always in this one too. But Seattle didn't really have much of a run game against the Rams in this game. Only 75 total yards on the ground, only 2.9 yards per carry, negative .279 EPA per run. It was their third fewest rushing yards in a game all year, their third worst EPA per run in a game all year, and their fourth worst yards per carry in a game all year for the Seahawks. Only a 58.4 rushing grade as a team and a 56.5 run blocking grade as a team too. Neither Kenneth Walker nor the Seahawks offensive line can really get much push or much going in the ground game, and they got to be better on the ground 2 weeks from now in the Super Bowl, because right now, Dalton, the New England Patriots are tied for the best coverage grade in the NFL with the Seahawks, ironically. They're only 16th in run defense grade. So I think Kenneth Walker is going to play a big part in the Super Bowl 2 weeks from now, and he's got to be a lot better than he was in this game.
Well, New England's run defense has been outstanding through these playoffs. 3 games, gave up 87 rushing yards to the Chargers, 48 to Houston, 79 to Denver. The return of Robert Spillane at middle linebacker to 100% health for this postseason run, that's really been the biggest difference. I think when Spillane is on the field, you can feel the difference in their entire defense, yes, but especially in run defense. The defensive line is playing great. They're mixing up fronts, but Spillane being back at middle linebacker has really been the biggest difference. Giving up less than 90 rushing yards in all three of their playoff games. It's going to be a big factor. How does Clint Kubiak find a way to get a few explosive runs with Kenneth Walker? Got away with it here. Needed Darnold to play great. He did. Walker's going to be a huge factor, both rushing and receiving in the Super Bowl as well.
You mentioned Spillane. Obviously, he's been great for the Patriots in run defense coming back from his injury, but he unfortunately did suffer an ankle injury in that AFC title game. He left the game, did not return with that ankle injury either. So we'll see 2 weeks off. Hopefully he can play in this Super Bowl.
It's going to be a huge story.
Yeah, they need him in the Super Bowl, absolutely. And Kenneth Walker, like I said, the Seahawks need him in the Super Bowl too, because I don't know against that elite New England secondary that they have right now if you're going to be able to rely on just Darnold and Jackson Smith-Njigba and Cooper Kupp to win that game for the Seattle Seahawks. We'll, of course, cover all that very soon with the Patriots and the Seahawks advancing to Super Bowl 60.
Everyone's got takes. Numbers have truth. And the truth is, most people are betting with emotion. Sportsbooks feed on it. TikTok gurus sell it. The hype machine runs on it. That's how you lose. PFF is different. You're betting with winning data. The same data trusted by all 32 NFL teams and the sharpest minds in the game. PFF betting tools take every prop, every matchup, every angle, and run them through our custom models. Built on the best football data in the world. What comes back is your edge. Simple, sharp, and built to win. Want to go deeper? PFF puts a pro-level analytics department in your hands, giving you the same insights teams use to find every advantage. Build your game plan with matchup analysis. Project every snap, every matchup, and every edge before kickoff. Because the smartest plays start long before Sunday. Hit rates show how a player performs against their prop and against defenses built the same way. It's the data that gives you real confidence in every pick. Next, Key Insights translates PFF data into the story behind every matchup, giving you the why that powers your bets. From coverage schemes to defensive looks, it's the context that turns raw numbers into winning decisions. When you're ready to take action, filter through every prop on the market and focus on the opportunities that matter, by game, matchup, or value. Then, shop for the best available line in your area and tap your book of choice to place the bet instantly. Everyone's got takes, but now you've got truth. Bet with data, win with PFF.